We've read every comment, every suggestion, and some of you had ideas we never would have thought of. So instead of rushing ahead, we stopped and re-listened. And today, we finally started insulating.
Now, one of the main reasons why we held off on the insulation is because of the fabrication. We didn't want to get started on that until it was done. We also wanted a lot of your input on everything, so we included all of that data that was sent to us to make that work. This was something that we don't want to have to do again, and we wanted to make sure that we got it right the first time, or at least as right as we could make it.
A lot of you, Mark, David, Bill, and Simon, kept saying cork, and the more we read through your comments, the more it made sense. So today, we're taking your advice and putting cork on the walls.
Welcome to Cork Day. We're going to get corking.
Get some corking happening.
Okay, so what are we doing? You read it.
I need to do a little bit more reading on the no more nails. But basically, we're going to do a complete patch in behind the cork. And I think I'll run a trowel down it just to make some lines in it to help kind of get air through.
Okay, this is like stuck. I may have to heat gun this off. Holy cow. That's insane.
So as you can see on the other side, we just did those tests right over the top of what was there already. Both the adhesive and the oxide layer apparently have very good adhesion properties with this glue. I could not rip that off of there. It is stuck down good. It just basically ripped the cork to pieces. So we're just gonna go with it. It's probably not perfect, but we're not after perfect here. Just coming back in here and these areas up top where they just kind of painted over some of this, I'm just scraping off some of the excess where they just painted over where the old backing was. First thing I'm going to do here is hit this area with a 3M pad. That'll just kind of scuff it up a little bit. Then we'll wipe it all down with alcohol, denatured alcohol, and then we'll start to do some sticking. But this is just, like I said, a quick, just to give it a little bit of rougher surface to stick on. Just like that. And then I'll wipe that down and go to the next one.
Are you just wiping with alcohol?
Yep.
And again, people, this is not a to-do. This is what we do. Remember that. We don't do to-do videos. This is just what we do and what we think is best for our boat. Is that a good way of putting it, Blaine?
Yep. Plenty of times we're probably going to get it wrong, but we just stop spending time waffling on it and make a decision and get it done.
Alcohol. Go.
Perfect. Thank you.
I can pour alcohol with the best of them.
Okay, so the plan is to put a little bit of this shit on that shit and squeeze the shit around and then
spread the shit.
Then stick the shit to the wall.
Got it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of shit.
Well, it's got to spread across this entire...
I feel like we should have a paintbrush.
You're not going to paint this stuff. That's too thick. Okay.
That was half a tube.
What do you know said we should get one of those electric dispensers. And yeah, that would make this a whole lot easier, but it's not in the budget right now, so we're doing this the old school way. This one came up a lot, drainage. Tom suggested using vertical lines of adhesive so any moisture could run down behind the cork. We thought about that, but we decided to fully cover the back because the goal here is to stop moisture from forming in the first place.
That's probably enough.
A lot of you, like Andy, Edward, and Trig, recommended mechanical clips. We may still incorporate that. We're adding wooden cleats to the ribs so the walls can be fastened on, and they'll also help keep the insulation in place.
We are just at the point where we're starting to do some insulation work, and I need to get rid of this drain. It's the one that used to go to this vent, and that vent is getting deleted. So this is basically, I've got it cut already. I just have to work it off of here. There we go. One off. I've got a bunch of pieces. These aren't all stuck down yet, but they're cut. And you'll notice that there is a gap around the outside, and I've left that in because that's water channels. There's limber holes through all these corners here. So I'm leaving room for water to get past the cork. The cork is going to be the interface to the hull, and that's going to be glued down with complete coverage. And then there's going to be rock wool that's going to be in on top of that. And then that'll keep the rock wool from sitting damp on the hull. Which is what we were trying to avoid. So yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty well. This is the last bit of cork that we have. We're waiting on some more to show up. So I'm just finishing cutting the last few pieces here. One thing I've done as well is I've split the cork on the welds, because what happens when you go to stick it there, the cork doesn't stick flat because the weld's protruding out. And rather than grinding the weld off, I'm just splitting the cork over the weld so I get a good solid stick down on both sides of that. But yeah, that's it. Getting there. All right, I finally had it with this stupid tube. This is one that's got the blockage in it somewhere. So I'm going to basically nip this through right here. That'll be just above the blockage, and hopefully I can access it and figure out what it is and knock it through. There's probably still some water in here as well. So yeah, here goes nothing. Okay, I can almost get through there, but not quite. That was as far as I could get with that tool. It's not really what that tool is for, but it's the only thing I've got that really kind of gets in there because it's pretty close to the hull. It just doesn't quite have the diameter to get all the way through that pipe, although it looks like it got through most all of it. So I can probably knock this weld loose here and just flex that out until it breaks off. So let me grab my other tool. Where did I put it? Right here. You guys know how much I love my Sawzall. Okay, now can probably I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my pry bar. Oh, no, there's a pry bar right here. Not the pry bar I was looking for, but it will probably work. I don't know what it was in there, but I cut right through the middle of it. Yeah, that's whatever that is. That's what's been holding me up. And I do not know what that is. Weird. Just almost like it's just heavy packed sand. So I will attempt to get through that with a hammer. And let's see if I've got a spike or something I can use for that. I think I've got something upstairs. Let me have a look. All right, so I just did one little smack, and I must have cut it right at the right spot, because all the rest of that was just knocking right through. Or so I thought. Nope, there's still stuff under that too. Oh, it's going through. It's going through. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's almost like it was just chunks of sand that were built up in there. but there appears to be plenty of wall thickness left on this drain pipe. So I don't have any, there's no major like corrosion spots. It's just like got a whole bunch of sand on there. But anyway, I'm going to clear the rest of this crap out of here. And then I'll probably end up having to weld it right here just to give it a little bit of rigidity so it's not just flopping around. And then I'll just maintain that as the drain for my new vent here. It's well above the water line, so I'm not worried about that, and it'll have a hose on it anyway. But yeah, there you go. Finally clear. Perfect. Ta-da! Don't even have to stick them down. You just stick naturally. Yeah, and then once we get once I get this cut, we can probably do almost like a assembly line kind of thing. Glue past stick. You can just give it a quick wipe.
Sure.
And I'll prep up the glue surface and we'll go. So it's nice to have friends over.
They get put to work.
Yeah. Okay, grab all that. Got my trowel. Okay, are we ready?
Ready.
Part number 1. And that is all with that one. Reload.
So what product are we using, Blaine?
This is No More Nails Ultimate Crystal Clear or something like that. And I typically go pretty thin with it because, well, it's a lot of money to spend on just sticking stuff to the wall. So if I can use less of it and get more out of it, it's even better.
Makes sense.
Oh, of course, I forgot to put my gloves on. Yeah. Okay, you ready, Jamie?
Ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Change it.
Thank you. And I'm gonna take a moment to put my gloves on. And I just give it a kind of shift it upwards off the bottom. So leave a little, and then leave a little bit of an air gap. Perfect. That'll keep water from sitting in along that bottom edge.
Makes sense.
And it doesn't go right out to the outer edges because it's that's the water channels for where it goes through the limber holes. You'd think I was a drywaller. I'm not a drywaller, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Also not a sponsor.
No.
There were a lot of comments around moisture control, vapor barriers, air gaps, all of it. William mentioned using insulation with a vapor barrier on the hull side, and that air itself could be a good insulator. Mike suggested leaving a gap between the hull and the ribbing, and Nisi also brought up using a vapor barrier. We've taken all of that into account, but we're designing around moisture control, not just insulation. So we're gluing the cork directly to the hull, with no air gap. We don't want moisture forming behind it in the first place. And with a vapor barrier, our concern is that if there is ever a leak, it could trap that moisture in.
Now some of you, like Andrew and Nogrim, said don't insulate until you've sealed everything. Great idea, however, everything on this boat is old, the metal's old, we've got corrosion and things in places. It would have taken far too much effort to get this to the condition that would have required to get that to be a permanent solution. And it's lasted this long. We just carried on with that. Yay, last panel.
Ran out of cork before we ran out of glue.
That's good.
Today, anyway, going in.
We went down a lot of rabbit holes on materials. WF KVR suggested foam glass, Kevin mentioned aviation insulation in sealed bags, and Julian brought up Armaflex. We looked at all of it, but this is what makes the most sense for us right now.
Eric wasn't very happy about our conclusions on the rock wool. Well, don't worry, Eric, we're still using rock wool. We just decided to put cork in behind it just to basically give us a water barrier to the rock wool. With it sitting on top, we won't have that water getting to it in the first place, and it'll also help it drain a little bit better. Now, David, funny you should mention the bubble wrap. That was actually Janice's first thought as well. Just slam some bubble wrap on there and off you go. But we decided to go with something maybe a bit more sophisticated. Now, that being said, if we had used the bubble wrap, certainly would have been very handy on stress relief, just sitting down here, buck, buck, buck. You know, you guys have been there. And that's pretty much it for what we have for cork here. We're waiting on 2 more boxes. Hopefully we'll get that in the next couple of weeks here and we can kind of finish up that bit of it. Still have a few bits that require a little bit more cutting and trimming, like around certain through hulls and such. We've got rock wool that's going to go down on top of this stuff. Unfortunately, we can't do that until the fabrication work is done because the rock wool will suck up every little aluminum chip that I spit out while I'm fabricating. So yeah, waiting on that stuff. Hopefully I'll have my metal this week as well and I can finish all that stuff up. But yeah, we're pretty much done with what we can. Once we get all the rock wool up, we can start getting some walls up and actually start to make this space look a little bit more complete. But for now, that's it. So we'll see you guys next week. Now we wanted to reiterate, this is a community build and we want to thank you guys for all of your suggestions. Everything has helped and sorry we don't get to all of them, but we do take everything into account. I want to say a big thank you to all these guys on these lists here. You guys are awesome and we really appreciate everything that you do to support us on Operation Silent Running. If you want to see the initial video where we tested the insulation with some fire, check out this video. And if you want to see the whole hybrid conversion from the beginning, check out this playlist. We'll see you guys next week.